So in my experience working with VCs, I think one of the greatest experiences that I've had as far as the lesson of take the door when it opens is John Doerr had made me the offer to come and be an executive in residence at Kleiner Perkins whenever I was ready to leave Baby Center. And thought, okay, well, that's great. And then he kept saying, well, whenever you're ready, we got a place. And so I thought, okay, well, I've never taken a little bit of time off. That might be a fun thing to go and do. So when it allowed me to do a nice transition out of Baby Center, to get the organization in a good place, and then to go have the opportunity to sit inside Kleiner Perkins, which was great, and have the opportunity to sit in on pitch meetings, get an opportunity to meet with a lot of companies in their portfolio. And I think the key for me in that experience was to really appreciate how hard that VC job is, how really hard it is, the volume of great business plans that they see on a regular basis. And any given partner gets to pick one for the year, right? I mean, you might see 50 a week. You might, plans. You might see in person 5, 10, different companies, different great entrepreneurial teams pitching their idea. And you have to choose among all of this, who you're going to marry for the next 10 years, because you're going to be on their board for the next 10 years. You're going to keep, involved in that company for the next 10 years. And you get to make one of those choices a year. And so it's hard to choose among all those great ideas. And so I think it was also helpful for me from being on the other, the normal role being on the other side of the table, to really also appreciate that, just the quality and caliber of things they see, and to be much more thoughtful that if you're going to be going out and raising money, who has a thesis in the area where you're working on? Who is focused in that area? Who has a history in that area? Who believes in the area that you're working on? Because if it's not something that's on the radar, it's harder, to get in the mix. And I think that was a great experience. And you realize, you're running your company, and you're realizing that your VC partner, right? They've got to go back, and they got to go back to their partners and also justify your next round of funding, right? They're your partner. They have accountability back to their partnership for how well you're doing and how well the investment they made in you is doing. So I think there really is an alignment of goals, and I think I think a lot of times the entrepreneur needs to really understand what that investor side, how they're accountable, how they're measured, so you can make that partnership work as best as you can. When we raised the B round on Navigenics, we spent a lot of time thinking about who do we want to have come in as an investor. And we had Kleiner Perkins and we had Sequoia already. And we were thinking about, well, who else could, what other VC company could really, did we think really understood personalized medicine well enough, who we would be really bummed if they went out and funded somebody else. And that was a big piece of what helped us target in on MDV, Moore-Davidow, as a potential investor. They were, of course, excited about it based on their experience in the space. And for me as a CEO, getting a great board member who had prior experience in running a company, who also was a woman. For me, as a woman CEO, I was very interested in another woman on the board. If we could find something that really fit. And so it was a great solution for me in getting, and you'll realize people say this. People say not everybody's money is the same. And you can get money from a lot of places. But you need to really think about that marriage that you're doing to who you're getting that money from. And really trying to maximize for the benefit of the company, for the support of you as a CEO, who you decide to choose to let invest in your company. And I think that, it's important to think about it that way around. It's not just going out with your hat. It's you're in charge. You're the CEO. Who do you really want to get money from?